Caitlin Clark's the new it. If you don't have a long ball, talking about the 26, 30 feet, if you ain't doing the Steph Curry, you ain't got none of that long ball in your game, yeah, you're going to be behind.
She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen anybody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, and I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn.
Anyone who follows basketball knows Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon, a true supernova. She's changing how we see the women's game, leaving even WNBA legends, players who know the sport inside and out, completely awestruck by her brilliance. The excitement around the WNBA has skyrocketed thanks to Caitlin's talent and growing popularity. But here's the kicker. The greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, has finally spoken out. His comments about Caitlin are a game changer, and his praise says more than words ever could. Stay tuned. What Jordan had to say is nothing short of extraordinary. NBA Hall of Famer Rick Barry also didn't hold back when defending Caitlin Clark. He called out the constant criticism she faces from some WNBA players, labeling it as nothing more than jealousy and fear of her undeniable talent. Barry's words hit hard, putting her critics in their place and making it clear why Caitlin Clark deserves every bit of respect she's earned. Any doubter should listen. Her impact on the game speaks for itself.
I think it's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that.
WNBA great George Gervin also stepped up to defend Caitlin Clark, and his words were just as powerful. Gervin didn't hold back, calling out the disrespect and making it clear that Caitlin's talent deserves celebration, not criticism. His statement grabbed attention and sent a clear message to anyone doubting her. Her greatness is undeniable, and even legends recognize it. Get ready to hear Gervin's compelling defense.
You don't know the value that she's bringing for all of them. She bringing they flying private planes now. They weren't flying private before she came. They on major networks now. They weren't doing that. She remind me of Tiger Woods.
Players who don't constantly dominate the media often give the most uncensored opinions, which is why we're starting with a former NBA player who's largely stayed out of the spotlight since retiring. Jeff Teague, a solid starter for most of his 12-year career, a one-time All-Star, and an NBA champion, was never a media darling or highly marketable figure. Now retired, Teague felt free to speak his mind, and he didn't hold back when criticizing the WNBA for its treatment of Caitlin Clark as she entered the league with a massive fan following.
Like, they played this all wrong, bro.
Terribly, bro.
They was supposed to gas this shit. This is why people don't watch this shit when y'all leave college. Women's sports, because y'all hating on the best thing that's gonna happen to the W.
While Jeff Teague's delivery may be raw, his point is fair, especially after years of heated debate over the gender pay gap in sports and repeated attempts to boost the WNBA's visibility. Caitlin Clark's arrival has finally sparked attention on those fronts, but she still faced a rough welcome. Teague highlights how such negativity hurts the league financially while making it clear that he believes Caitlin deserves better treatment from both her peers and team management. Speaking of early criticism, Celtics legend Paul Pierce also bears some responsibility for the animosity Clark faced in the media. The 10-time All-Star publicly doubted Caitlin early in the season and even sparked a racial controversy with his remarks about the Indiana Fever rookie. Since then, Pierce has tried to distance himself from the backlash and has begun to show some reluctant respect for Clark. Here's what Pierce had to say after she was left off the U.S. Olympic team.
Want the women's game to grow, and then you keep the most popular girl in women's basketball off the team. How do you grow internationally and domestically if you don't put her on the U.S. team? It just makes the most sense. Sometimes you have to say, hey, you guys, this is bigger than the game, which it is. I mean, women's basketball is at an all-time high because of Caitlin Clark.
On the surface, Paul Pierce's comments sound respectful, but if you dig a little deeper, it's clear he's still not fully convinced of Caitlin Clark's basketball ability. Pierce suggested that Clark should have been on the U.S. roster to help grow the sport's popularity, but he implied she didn't earn it purely on merit. Of course, Pierce is one of the NBA's most provocative former players turned commentators, so some of his takes may be more about staying relevant in the media than offering a definitive judgment. Just when it seemed the Caitlin Clark drama couldn't get any bigger, Shaquille O'Neal dropped a bombshell on Angel Reese's podcast. Shaq didn't hold back, praising Caitlin right in front of her most vocal critic. It was a jaw-dropping moment, an NBA legend defending Caitlin in the least expected place. His message was crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is extraordinary, and even her harshest critics can't deny it. Get ready to hear it straight from the Big Diesel himself.
I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth. So I'm telling you now, you just lower it like this.
Missing out on the biggest sports event of the year may have stung for Caitlin Clark personally, but it might have been a blessing in disguise. That's at least how legendary NBA center and three-time Defensive Player of the Year Dwight Howard saw it. Back then, Howard suggested that Caitlin could use the time off to refine her skills and come back even stronger in the second half of the season, which is exactly what happened. Looking back, his words now feel almost prescient.
She is a great player, but it's a lot of players that, no lie, who, as far as basketball-wise, they have the edge over her of why they should be playing in the Olympics right now. Mind you, this should motivate her. This should make her go harder in the gym. The 3 weeks that they off, she should get in better.
Caitlin Clark looked like a different player after the Olympic break. While we can't know exactly how much being left off the team fueled her fire, she clearly found her rhythm traveling to Paris. Sitting on the bench for a stacked roster could have disrupted her flow, or worse, a random injury might have lingered upon her return. Dwight Howard saw an opportunity where others saw only disappointment and disrespect. He recognized that a player of Clark's caliber could turn that situation into a platform to prove she belongs among the very best. Still, with Caitlin Clark, you always have to consider the bigger picture. Hall of Fame point guard Isaiah Thomas, who enjoyed a storied career capped by back-to-back NBA championships with the Detroit Pistons and later worked as an NBA head coach and executive, is known for seeing every angle, on and off the court. When asked about Clark, Thomas shared an overwhelmingly positive view. But, true to form, there was a small twist at the end.
Done, and I think it's great what the media and the WNBA and marketing and the players are doing because, controversy is not good, but, controversy said.
Isaiah Thomas delivered a masterclass in diplomacy, managing to praise Caitlin Clark while also calling out the ugly business behind all the early criticism she faced. He seemed to recognize that drama sells, and the media's relentless attacks on Clark when she first entered the league were no accident. They had a lot to gain. Thomas acknowledged it all without feeding into the controversy himself, showing just how sharp his perspective is. While Caitlin has quickly built grassroots support among Indianapolis fans, she still hasn't reached the level of local adoration reserved for some of the city's basketball legends. At the very top of that list is Reggie Miller, the elite three-point marksman and fierce competitor who wore the number 31 Pacers jersey for all 18 seasons of his career. You might expect Miller to warmly welcome Clark as the town's new basketball star, but he took a different approach. Miller stressed that every rookie has to learn to handle adversity and competition, sending a clear message that respect must be earned on the court.
What do you expect was going to happen to her? Number one, I don't think it's jealousy. Oh my God, she's getting all the endorsements. We're going to go after her. You're playing at the highest level. You're playing in the WNBA. You're coming from college and you're going to the pro ranks, right? What did she expect was going to happen? Why are people so shocked? Right? You're playing against grown women. The same thing happened to us.
Reggie Miller played in the old school NBA, where physicality and hard fouls were the norm, so his perspective might not fully translate to today's game. Still, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark is facing serious challenges. Beyond the normal competitiveness of the WNBA, she's enduring unnecessary hostility. It was never realistic to expect other players to simply welcome her with open arms, but the resistance she's encountered goes far beyond earning her place. At times, it feels like an attempt to push her down. Caitlin's journey isn't just about proving herself on the court. It's about demanding fair treatment and standing tall against the odds. Meanwhile, Magic Johnson, who is actively involved in women's basketball as a part owner of the Los Angeles Sparks, has been keeping a close eye on the league. As a superstar point guard and 5-time NBA champion, Johnson offers a unique perspective. He recently gave an insightful analysis of Caitlin Clark's role in the WNBA, while also weighing in on other high-profile rookies, highlighting just how much attention the rising star is drawing from basketball legends.
Caitlin, her teammates got to come to her defense.
Sure.
You can't allow her to have to fight every battle, right?
But we have to understand that both Caitlin, Angel, and Brink, who plays for my Sparks, they made the WNBA better. And they're going to be tested by these incredible women who've been in the league for a long time. Caitlin is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered the league. We became the best.
Interestingly, Magic Johnson drew a parallel between the current crop of young WNBA talent and his legendary rivalry with Larry Bird, which revitalized the NBA in the late 70s and early 80s. He stressed patience, noting that these rising stars will need support from their teammates to overcome challenges and earn their place at the top of the sport. In his trademark style, Magic praised everyone without getting bogged down in the uglier side of the debate. Still, his assessment of Caitlin Clark was extremely high, showing that even former NBA stars with a vested interest in competing teams recognize her greatness. Anyone who remembers Magic as a player knows he was always classy and measured in public statements. Not every contemporary shared that approach. Charles Barkley, a physical player whose media persona often mirrored his battles in the paint, has also weighed in on Caitlin Clark. Now a media personality enjoying even more popularity than he did as a player, the 11-time All-Star and 2-time Olympic gold medalist has commented on Caitlin's WNBA experience several times. He's been mostly supportive. For example, in one clip, he highlighted how her shooting form evolved over the course of the season, showing that even outspoken commentators recognize her talent and growth.
The thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, two things I like. She's playing much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
From the college season.
They didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been worded for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out on the nose. She came straight out of college.
Fatigue may have been just as responsible for slowing Caitlin Clark early in the season as opposing defenses. And Charles Barkley rightly noticed that she's shown renewed energy lately. That extra pep in her step has created more opportunities in transition and boosted scoring for both Clark and her teammates. But Barkley didn't stop there. He also addressed how some fellow WNBA players have treated Clark, delivering pointed and biting criticism for those who tried to undermine her.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world. Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dude.
Humor aside, Charles Barkley has hit the nail on the head when it comes to the Caitlin Clark saga. Competition is one thing, but petty maliciousness is something else entirely. There have been moments where opponents targeted Clark with no legitimate basketball reason. While it makes sense to argue that fellow players should be appreciative rather than combative, Barkley points to another group as largely responsible for the drama: the opinion makers in the media.
Cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here?
You can't blame Charles Barkley for being frustrated by what he sees as injustice. The WNBA clearly recognizes Caitlin Clark as a star, but it hasn't done enough to protect her on the floor or promote her as the league's future flag bearer. Part of that comes from corporate caution. Decision makers often prefer to let the season play out before crafting a strategy around her rapid rise to superstardom. Another factor may be personal bias from some key media members, which Barkley rightly calls out as unacceptable in a professional environment. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan has finally broken his silence on Caitlin Clark, and he didn't mince words. The WNBA owes Caitlin a lot for what she's done for the game, MJ said. He also called for changes in officiating, pointing out that referees have been unfair to Clark and insisting that the league step up to give her the respect she deserves, both from players and officials. His words send a powerful message. Caitlin's impact must be recognized and valued. Steph Curry has also weighed in, and it's easy to see why. Caitlin has been called the female Steph Curry since her college days, thanks to her long-range shooting and blindingly quick release. But as Curry himself points out, The comparison goes beyond shooting mechanics. To reach Steph-level greatness, a player must not only have elite skill but also turn the game into a show for the crowd, make teammates better, and influence the game even when the ball isn't in their hands. That's exactly what Caitlin is doing, and Curry has been vocal in praising her performance and impact, showing that even the NBA's biggest stars recognize her special talent.
So somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that. It's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package, and her being her friends breaking that record and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's.
Steph Curry recently represented the NBA in a landmark three-point shootout against the WNBA. It was an exhilarating matchup, coming down to the wire, with Steph narrowly taking the win. With NBA versus WNBA contests now on the table, Caitlin Clark could one day have the chance to go head-to-head with her idol. She hasn't joined the three-point contest yet, but she's open to it in the future. "I know all of our fingers are crossed that she does," she says. When it comes to advice from NBA legends, Caitlin would do well to listen to those whose resumes back up their opinions. Take Kevin Garnett, for example. The former MVP and NBA champion is renowned as one of the hardest workers in the sport. His toughness and bravado, earning him the nickname the Big Ticket, helped him overcome countless challenges during a 21-year NBA career. Joining the league straight out of high school, Garnett quickly became feared on both ends of the court, giving him a unique perspective on what it takes to rise to the top in basketball.
Clark go through shit. I'm watching all, man, rookies, you're gonna go through some shit. And guess what? When you're in, when you got the bullseye on your back, when you in, it's gonna come with some shit. And nobody's hitting y'all with the step back in the high. Yeah, it's a compliment.
Kevin Garnett believes it's normal for a rookie to face rough play and taunting, and that it's actually a stepping stone toward greatness. According to him, the best players have to prove their worth early, and through that process, they develop the winning mentality that separates the elite from the rest. Garnett sees the attention Caitlin Clark is drawing from defenses as a sign of respect, and advises her to take it in stride and keep moving forward. It's a perspective not every retired NBA player may share, but it speaks volumes about how seriously Clark is being taken by the legends of the game. Since she started performing at a high level and helped her team reach playoff contention, the biggest names in basketball have recognized her as the real deal. Borrowing a phrase from Shaq, game recognizes game. The support of certified masters of the craft carries far more weight than opinions from journalists who never played the sport. Every famous NBA star was once a rookie themselves, so they understand how much Clark can grow from here, and how impactful it could be for women's basketball if she reaches her full potential. It's clear that some of the greatest players in NBA history are actively following Caitlin Clark's journey, rooting for her to rewrite the record books and revolutionize the business of the sport. If you want, I can now take all your Caitlin Clark content. From Jordan, Barry, Gervin, Teague, Pierce, Shaq, Howard, Thomas, Miller, Johnson, Barkley, Curry, and Garnett, and create one complete, hype-filled, YouTube-ready script that flows seamlessly and reads like a highlight reel.